And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at Go Eskimo. This is a game for kids, designed by the very famous Reiner Knizia. You are trying to collect fish while avoiding the polar bear. There are 6 different Eskimos in this game, different colored parkas, and they are not yours. You are controlling them, trying to have them collect fish for the right kinds that you need each round. Here's how it plays. There's a deck of cards that correspond to the 6 different Eskimos on the board. Each player is going to start with 6 of these cards in their hand. And on a player's turn, they're simply going to play a card and move that corresponding Eskimo that many spaces. If you have more than one card of the same color and the same number, I could play them. So I could play these and move this 1, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you hit a fish token, and by the way, these are put out randomly at the beginning of each round, you put them face down like this on top of the holes in the ice and then turn them face up, you get to keep those. And then you'll draw back up to 6. If you play a card with a polar bear on it, then you'll take the polar bear and put him on a stand next to one of the colors. Nobody can move that color, except you can move that color if you want to, but then you have to give up one of your fish tokens to move that player. When one person manages to move the Eskimo into the middle, they're going to get the 2 coins that are in the middle. Each player is then going to score for the fish that they've gotten. So let's say, for example, these are the fish tokens that I've gotten, and I'm going to pick one color, pink, yellow, or green. I'll pick pink. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are wild, so I have 7, and I'll take 7 coins. Each player gets a fish token of each color, and since I scored pink, I'm going to take this one out of the game now. So other than round 2, we'll reset everything, do it again. I can only score for yellow or green, and then in round 3, I'm stuck with whatever color I've been left with. At the end of the game, you'll add together all the coins that you've gotten, and whoever has the most is the winner. So the game comes with these puzzle boards, and underneath each of the puzzle board are these are pretty, fragile is not the right word for it, but they're just these little things. They stack really easily to the point where it took me a while to realize that I had them stacked, that I actually had to pull them apart. But then you just place them underneath there. They're there just for looks, but the polar bear does look pretty cool on them. Speaking of the polar bear, I really like how that looks. But what's really neat are these little Eskimos, and you can see here that there's actually, these are fuzzy, the little snow caps that they're wearing. So that's pretty neat, and they're easy to see, and they got printing on the front and back, really good quality. The coins are okay quality, and the fish tokens are good quality, and the cards are okay. The only complaint I would have about the cards is that when you're holding them like this, it might not be so easy to differentiate colors. It is easy because they have a different picture on them. So if, for example, you're red-green colorblind, you'll still be able to tell these apart because they look like 2 very different Eskimos. So that's good. Overall, it's a really nice production. Okay, so this game is a game where you're sending out the different things, collecting fish, and it's a game that really evolves over the 3 rounds. In the first round, you're just collecting stuff, you don't care. In the second round, you don't care about one type of fish any longer, so you might even use that to move the polar bear. In the third round, you only want one color. Kids are going to like this game, but they're going to be a little frustrated maybe when they first play. They're like, I have a 1. Why would I move this 1 yellow? But you realize, okay, I'll move it here. Then if someone else moves it, I'll save the bigger cards for later on. I have a 3 yellow, but I'm not going to play it. I'm going to wait till maybe I'll collect another 3 yellow. Then I can move the yellow person's 6 spaces and get a lot more fish. And then you're trying to say, okay, at the beginning, just get a lot of fish, but I can't score them all. I got lots of greens, yellows, and pinks, but I can only score 1 color. And so this makes them make a few choices. I mean, the game itself isn't many choices. Pick some cards from hand, move those. Obviously, you'll move the one that gives you the most fish, or will you? And this is yet another delightful addition to that category of games that I really enjoy playing with kids because it teaches them to make some changes for the future, to make some choices ahead of time, and helps them when they get to play other more complex games. This game has taught them something along the way. That plus the really nice components. I mean, everyone's going to love the Eskimos, and everyone's going to love the polar bear, and it's a very simple game. Little kids can play it, older kids can play it, and it offers some strategy. Now, I wonder if 3 rounds might be just a tad too long. I played some versions of the game where we just played 2 rounds, and that went okay. But and you can also rush the round if you want to, because you're like, I'm going to rush the green Eskimo all the way into the middle so that I can get those 2 extra coins and whatever, you know, ending the round quickly. But I don't know. It's fun. It feels different. Again, I have to explain to kids that you are not the green Eskimo, you're not the red Eskimo. You get to move all of them. You're just trying to get fish, and you're trying to get the fish that are in front of you. They learn pretty quickly that the clams are fantastic, as they should be. Overall, a very great production, stellar for kids. If you have younger kids, I very much recommend Go Eskimo. Dice Tower Judgment, kid approved.